Hey guys, first of all, welcome back. So here we are, another wild tree. This is the last of Alan's bonsai that he gifted me to restore. I didn't see this one coming. This Japanese white pine was bought for Alan as a gift from his wife Ruth a number of years ago from Windy Bank Bonsai. Upwards of 15 years ago, and I remember seeing it when I first went to visit him and collect the other trees in this series. And it's one that he wanted to keep. It was like I said, a present from his wife, and I'll show you in a minute some of the work that he had managed to do. I think some of the work was motivated by the other efforts that he'd seen me make to the other trees in the series. So this Japanese white pine isn't in the best of condition. The health definitely suffered in the last year, and in the latter part of this video we're going to have a look at the roots, and the roots will tell us a good amount about what this tree needs going forwards. So here's a really interesting wedge cut. Alan did this himself not too long ago, and I totally see what he was trying to achieve with it. I think unfortunately the branch just rejected the wedge cut, and unfortunately killed the whole branch back. We will turn this into a lovely gin feature. I'll take all that bark off and lime sulfur. It has some good movement and things, which is really nice, really interesting. You can see some of the discoloration in the needles. They are slightly on the yellow side, which is what prompted the heavy fertilizer dose. This is a biannual feed that I'll be doing for this white pine. So kind of sit back and relax, watch me as I kind of get to know this Japanese white pine, and we'll go through the plans for the future with this tree and what we're going to do with it and what I find when we repot it in a moment. So yeah, sit back and enjoy. Fast forward a couple of months from that last clip that you guys saw of this tree. Look at the new growth piling off, doing what it's supposed to do. Very healthy tree. You saw that real heavy dose of fertilizer that I gave it. And we're going to make the most of this window of time to get the tree out of the pot, inspect the roots, clean up this nabari, and get rid of some of this moss that's on the trunk and things. Just get a little look at the root system. It's kind of controversial, but with pines, this is a good time to be doing it. And I'm not repotting as such. I'm not going crazy in depth. I'm not going to be taking away all the soil or bare rooting or anything like that. I just want to inspect the root system, look for any signs of pests or diseases, but also give this tree a head start for next year, because by repotting and root pruning in the spring, you're kind of weakening it for that growing season. Whereas, you know, these pines will continue to push roots until mid-November. You know, they really will. So there is this window now where you can get away with that and it won't affect the growing season for next year. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, so what can we tell? What can we tell from this? Let's have a little look. So we've got pumice, big chunks of this pumice at the bottom. Brilliant. Great drainage layer. This is almost pure Akadama. A little mycelium activity, which is good. Some wires. But then I can see this yellower. That almost reminds me of like a canuma or something like that. There is some organic in there as well. That's probably why it's holding this. This tree definitely holds a lot of moisture. I barely water this tree. So, I mean, this stuff can be, a bit of this can be sprinkled back in for the mycelium, but yeah, it's not pot bound by any stretch of the imagination, so we won't be doing really any root work on it. We're just gonna clean this area up and get all of this broken down stuff that can all come off and get it repotted back into the same pot, but all fresh and nice and clean, I think. Okay, so what I'm guessing now is that at some point this has been slip potted, maybe for health reasons. Slip potted. There's actually a lot more organic mix in this than I would use, and I'm getting to a point I'm starting to understand why this tree hasn't really been performing. And as much as I hate it for aesthetic reasons, I'm considering putting this tree into a pond basket for a year to try and really get this root system back up to health. Aesthetically, obviously the pot it came in looks insane and really matches it well. I can just keep that to one side for a year and let this thing really recover and just shoot with growth next year. I'll wire it anyway, so you know, I'm seeing the odd tip here and there, but this isn't the healthiest root system I've ever seen. Considering the importance and the significance of this tree, I really think that it would benefit from a year in a net pot with you know, just some really free draining bonsai soil, and let it just go crazy next year to get it nice and healthy again. So I think this is a good indicator. This is why it's a good idea. It's a tree that I've not grown from seed. Alan gave it to me earlier this year. I've waited until now to inspect the root system. I'm glad that I did, because this is not too late, nowhere near too late. But actually the root base that I'd like to start from is around this level here. But with this root system, I don't think that that's the best thing for the tree to go back into that pot. I mean, it's not the shallowest pot. We'll see. We'll clean up this trunk now, and we'll judge it when we get there. How about that? So that's what we're left with.
So the thing is with the depth of this pot that it came in, there's a lot of room for it to grow in there. So we might be better off shoving it back in, just using a different type of soil, because I think the biggest net pot I have unused is that. That's not going to work. There is one more option, which is a training pot like this, but then I think the tree is going to get out of proportion there. That's too much room. So in this case, reusing Alan's ceramic is actually the best option. We're just going to use a different soil. So that's the pot, had a bit of a wash. Lovely purple clay. Anyone recognize this stamp? Don't know, but it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's do it. This first like base layer, sorry, I had to put it in this tub because I needed the red tray for the other soil. This is recycled and sun bleached soil from the last few years. So this is large particle size pumice, lava rock, molar clay, stuff like that. So this is just basically a drainage layer, like there was in here before, but hopefully it'll add, or act like a barrier to stop these drainage holes getting clogged up so much. So then what I think I'm going to do actually, as a bit of a compromise between Akadama type soil like was used previously, I'm actually going to opt for a bit of a blend using, this is Devon Bonsai Pro Mix, which is quite a fine particle, and every single tree that I put into that soil goes nuts. I think it's really great for health and vigor, and it's quite economical as well. But I'm going to mix that with some, this is Kaizen number 2, and Kaizen number 2 has a little bit more organic in it, which isn't a bad thing, but I wouldn't typically use that for pines, but I'm going to use it probably as like a 75% Pro Mix, 25% Kaizen number 2, something like that. And we'll get it potted up. Let's go. It's a pretty good angle there, sitting nice and proud. And in time I can work on uncovering this Nabari a little bit better. Lots of really nice new soil in there for it to get used to. So now I have it how I wanted it. I wanted to explain quickly before a lot of you call me a hypocrite, but I'm going to top dress with Akadama, which you've just seen me remove, and you're probably thinking how rich, but the natural tones of the color of Akadama, they act as a really nice top dressing, and I'm not against using it on the top layer of the soil. So before you think I'm a hypocrite, I just wanted to explain that a little bit. So I'm pretty happy with that there. It's going to give this tree a lot of space and the right kind of soil to really bounce next year. It may become hard to control at some points, but let me get it watered and I'll be right back with you guys. And would you look at that? Significantly better. I know what the roots look like now. I know what it's set up for this following year. Make sure to press that subscribe button, guys, because the next stage for this tree will be a full wiring this autumn time, and that will be the real making of this tree. Complete transformation. Wired to the nines. This tree will look absolutely night and day different when I'm done with the wiring. But for now, we know that the health and vigor is set up for next year. I can continue to let it soak up the last rays of powerful sun 2025. Well, the sun's already cooling off here, but you know what I mean. And lastly, guys, you know the drill. Wherever you're on the world, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And stay tuned. Full wiring on this beautiful Japanese white pine, this wild tree. Coming soon. Bye, everyone. If you enjoy the videos and you'd like to support the channel, please consider following the links in the description. Here you'll find links to Amazon wishlist. This is the best way to help the channel. Alternatively, you can buy these t-shirts. Please email or DM me to find out how you can get those. Lastly, the easiest way to help support the channel is drop a like on this video and please press the subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. Thank you so much.